gonna come clean right now, since you can kind of see based on the little gold trophy symbols. I just recorded WrestleManias 20 and 21, but before I did, I had to run away for a minute and go get something to drink and all that. And instinctively, I muted the microphone. So stupid. I muted the microphone, and when I came back, I didn't even think to check if I had. It didn't occur to me that I did. So, that was probably half an hour's worth of work at least, and more importantly, a lot of thought and talking that just went to waste. Here I go again. And this is like the worst 2 WrestleManias to have to do again, because they chose awful matches for this game. I kind of talked about it when I did this the first time around. I'll try to remember most of what I said or say some new things. But basically, for WrestleMania 20, we get 2 really crappy matches, because both of the world title matches for WrestleMania 20 can't be featured in this game, due to Kurt Angle not being in the game, so he can't fight Guerrero the way he did in reality. And since all of us wrestling fans who were watching back then have to pretend like we don't remember Chris Benoit as if we're in some kind of Doctor Who timeline rewrite, his match against Shawn Michaels and Triple H for the World Heavyweight title, where he was victorious, can't be in the game either. And a couple other good matches from the card weren't selected for this. They didn't want to repeat Undertaker vs. Kane, I guess, or anything like that, so we get John Cena vs. The Big Show, the opening match for the US title. March 14th, 2004, New York City, United States title. At No Mercy 2003, Big Show defeated Eddie Guerrero for the United States Championship, and then formed an alliance with then WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. Big Show quickly shifted his focus to a new up-and-coming superstar, the Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena. Cena had little problem communicating his disdain for Big Show as United States Champion. The brash and outspoken Cena set his sights on Big Show's US title at WrestleMania 20. Cena was determined to make a name for himself in his first ever appearance at the Showcase of the Immortals. Video package.
Ever since heeding the call by Vince McMahon, John Cena has shown what ruthless aggression really means.
SmackDown's fastest rising star, John Cena! I do not back down from any challenge. I fear nothing and regret less. And I am right here!
And at the Royal Rumble in 2004, Cena would prove no different.
Who's it gonna be? It's John Cena!
You think you're untouchable?
Business has picked up!
At the Royal Rumble, everything
This was the night where he had a really scary kind of injury. Look at this. Oh, that landing.
But a determined Cena
If that had gone just a tiny bit worse, that could have been a career-threatening or ending injury. I am amazed that within a month or so he was back in the ring and wrestling like nothing had happened. That landing was so bad.
I'm gonna walk in the United States champion, and whether you can see me or not, I'm gonna walk out the United
Now I'm
States
like,
champion.
I'm checking to make sure my microphone is on instinctively because I'm scared that I've screwed up again. I'm gonna get really neurotic about that from now on, aren't I? That was just such wasted work. Half hour is not a lot of time, but I had a lot to say. I'll probably say most of it again, but I had a lot to say, a lot on my mind.
The following contest is
I still like this music a lot better for John Cena compared to those
and is for the
screeching,
United
awful,
States
repetitive horns that we have now that he's had for like 9 years.
Challenger from West Newbury,
You're not gonna hear
weighing 200
as much the pent-up rage or frustration that I have towards John Cena in this match, because I wasn't really that mad about this one. It's an opening match for a mid-card title. Having John Cena win a match like this wasn't a big deal. Still isn't, really. Like, looking back on it, it's not a big deal. It's sort of the prelude to the era that would begin a year later, but it made sense at the time, and more importantly maybe at the time, John Cena wasn't so fucking obnoxious. He was actually kind of compelling back when he was doing all this. When he would do the freestyles and the wear out the basketball jerseys to the ring and everything. It gave him a more colorful character and made him an interesting presence to watch on screen.
He is the United States champion, the Big
And look
Show.
at the handlebar mustache on that son of a bitch.
500 pounds. And for the first time in his decorated career, the Big Show is defending a
I mean,
title
it
at
just...
WrestleMania. The United States
This one doesn't make me quite so angry.
has helped since last year.
Because I got it at the time and I still get it.
Remembered an athlete as
Still
dominant
didn't really like him at the time, but
as the Big
I
Show
understood
has
having
been.
him win
Not
this.
as dominant as the Big Show. When the Big Show is motivated, when the Big Show is focused, he is unstoppable.
John Cena's WrestleMania debut tonight with a chance to win.
There's one
the
thing
United
about his
States
win that I don't
Championship.
understand, and we'll get to that when it
First match
happens.
of the evening here at WrestleMania 20. And you have to imagine that both these men have got to be nervous.
Oh, I hope I can get through these quickly, because I don't like them, and I don't know why any of you would. I don't like these matches, and I'm not sure why anyone else really would either. There were much better matches on this night. Matches that probably could have been in the game. Rock and McFoley versus Evolution could have been in this game. Kane and The Undertaker could have been in this game. Oh. I know the world title matches couldn't, because I already talked about that, but there were still a couple of passable matches that you could have put on here. But we get this one and the stink fest that was Lesnar and Goldberg walking out. Again, we'll get to that when we get there, which hopefully will only be in a few minutes. Black Hole Slam, damn it. The objectives are simple. I just gotta get him to critical, hit an AA, or it was an FU. Screw you guys, it's not an AA, it's an FU. Changing that name was such a cop-out. But yeah, gotta hit him with a finisher, pin him. That won't end it, as history makes us know already. And then I'll do the hidden objective and move away from this. But first we gotta get him to critical. Any way I can. Which with Cena, it's not gonna involve a lot of moves. Ow. Yeah, I was going through the video and editing it, and I'm like, I don't think I spent that long not talking, did I? Oh no. Just realized what had happened. That was really demoralizing, and it's no one's fault but my own. I screwed up. That was a super rookie mistake as a recorder. I don't even feel comfortable calling myself that. You know what I mean. That was a really rookie mistake. I should have checked the microphone to make sure it was still on and working when I came back. My bad. I gotta come back to it later, but I just wanted to, while I still had all the thoughts and everything fresh in my mind, I wanted to come back and do this again. Get it done. Because I really want to be able to move on to WrestleMania 22. That's got a match I really care about. Let's get him to critical damage, though. Alright. Time to hit my only signature move that I can't hit for some reason on him. Retro John Cena has an even shittier move list than new John Cena. I gotta drag him some, maybe? No, I'm not allowed to hit him. Damn. I was gonna do that 5-knuckle shuffle. The only move more ridiculous is a signature than the People's Elbow. You thought the People's Elbow was a lot of flash for nothing. Ever seen the 5-knuckle shuffle?
legitimate giant.
Screw it.
Let's
go for a finisher right now. I should get him to critical, right? And it should build enough momentum that I can get another finisher soon. Flip. Yeah, there we go. Now I just gotta get eye poked. No.
Oh man, I don't think anyone expected John Cena to step up to the Big Show like this.
Reverse. Super Cena.
At this point, Kane. A shot to the gut.
Oh no. What's he doing?
This is John Cena's
Kind of raying me out with a butterfly. Double underhook.
And one has to wonder,
Okay.
what could be going through the
See if I can
mind
do
of
this
John
crappy move
Cena
now.
about right now.
What is this? I
Big
can't.
Show is clearly more experienced, and that's what John Cena's got to be
It
worried
worked
about.
last time.
I mean, Cena's gotta
From
be
practically
feeling
the same
like a
position
deer in the
even.
headlights against the
I
Big
could do the
Show.
5-knuckle shuffle.
Imagine that most men
I don't really want to do it, but I could.
the Big Show, WrestleMania
And that's the
or not.
ultimate point that I'm trying to make. Here we go.
This isn't good.
Can't see me, blah blah. Bunch of flash for a fist drop.
Cena hits the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Screw it.
Uh-oh.
I'm going big.
Coming.
Going big show.
Great counter.
Really.
Look out.
You know, the best part is he did that to me the first time I did this. He reversed my first attempt.
Good God almighty. What a choke slam.
And I got slammed that same way.
No, somehow.
Part of me was happy.
Never
What?
give up. I'm not sure John Cena can give up. If there's only fumes left in the tank, Cena will keep. Good gosh, what a sick thud.
Yeah, Cena can lift Big Show like it's nothing. Don't worry.
Some damage.
That does scare me about him, the fact that he really can lift Big Show. He's not a small guy, but he still shouldn't be that strong. To his credit, he is.
Big Show on the receiving end.
You're not going to hear me say to his credit about John Cena a lot other than saying he's a nice guy.
Way down deep
Which
if
he is.
wants to keep going now.
I don't hate him as a person. I just am sick of him as a wrestler and never really liked him that much. Moveset is limited and his execution is god-awful.
Going for it now.
That STF he does, man. Or rather, tries to do. It's horrible. It's just sloppy and it never looks like he really has it locked in. And it's not even an STF. STF is step over to hold face lock. He gets them in some retarded version of a sleeper.
Cena's going for it again.
This time I got it. And now I just go for the pin. But he a Big Show.
Going for the 3 count. Somehow, some way, he kicks out.
Cena gets desperate. This is what I don't get about the match. Cena uses a blatantly heel tactic after Big Show didn't attempt to cheat against him at all. But Cena's distinctly the face. He was cheered for this.
What's your obsession with the title anyway?
I don't get it.
Cheating like this?
Normally, a face will get cheered if they cheat, only if they do it kind of back at you. Like if the heel tries to cheat and they cheat back and even things out. But in this case, man, he just cheated to cheat, to win. Oh, really? Well, that ruins the WrestleMania moment.
There it is again.
He was supposed to stumble into an AA. Instead, that. But he tried to... Huh.
Right hand. And Crimson Knight
Normally the AI is all about dragging you out of the ropes. That time it just kind of derped.
He was able to reverse that.
they lock up.
I need to win. I end up in a submission.
In pure agony.
Great hold being applied.
Oh, he's definitely hurt.
Know how you can get out of it.
He didn't need a GPS.
I just got to get an AA again. But I don't wanna. Why couldn't you just have history happen, Big Show?
Your eye on Cena.
I don't want to see John Cena win any more than you, but why couldn't you just let it happen, man? The past is the past. Let it go.
Watch out. The champ is here.
Okay. I don't even want to do the taunt. I just want to bleh.
Cena's going
This.
for it again.
He really did that, which is crazy.
Looks like he's trying for a pin here. Here's 3.
Okay. And nearly 10 years ago, John Cena won his first singles title in the WWE. And I had no idea what we were in for over the next decade at the time.
John Cena has done the impossible.
He went on to turn that into a retarded spinner belt, and then
To win the United States Championship.
He needed the
made an
brass
even
knuckles
uglier
to do
spinner
it,
belt
though,
later.
JR. I mean, it is Wrestlemania.
We'll get to that
And I guess
after a
whatever it
brief
takes, but
intermission
John
of
Cena is the new
two
United
big guys
States champion.
half-assing a match. You know, when he's done his celebration, though. Got the unlockables already, because derp. WrestleMania 20, Goldberg versus Lesnar. Goldberg entered the 2004 Royal Rumble match, only to have the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar interfere, causing Goldberg's elimination. The following week on Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin gave Goldberg a front row ticket to No Way Out and told him, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do." During Lesnar's WWE Championship match at No Way Out, Goldberg speared Lesnar, which helped Eddie Guerrero win the title. On the February 22nd, 2004 episode of Raw, Mr. McMahon announced a match pitting Brock Lesnar against Goldberg at WrestleMania 20, with Stone Cold Steve Austin as a special referee.
At the 2004 Royal Rumble, Bill Goldberg's WrestleMania dream is severed by an envious beast.
Brock Lesnar! Lesnar's not in the Royal Rumble match! That fight's coming!
Until an unlikely source delivers an opportunity for retribution.
You know, SmackDown's got a pay-per-view coming up in San Francisco here in a couple of weeks called No Way Out. I thought maybe I'd give you this ticket. You take this ticket, Bill, and you're sitting on the front row watching Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And there he is! Goldberg has crossed the barricade! Goldberg just speared Brock Lesnar! Gotta be kidding me! Eddie Guerrero as the champion! It's Goldberg versus Lesnar!
That's cool to see Eddie win.
It's Brock Lesnar! What the hell is going on? I cannot believe this! Brock Lesnar F5 Stone Cold Steve Austin!
If it wasn't for Stone Cold Steve Austin giving Bill Goldberg that ticket, I would
This
still
was-
be the WWE
I'll talk about it in a second.
Lesnar's been in possession of Austin's
This was dumb.
I'm bringing you Stone Cold!
The feud, or the build-up for Lesnar-Goldberg somehow became more of a Lesnar-Austin build-up. I don't know whether it was because the brand extension meant Goldberg and Lesnar were on separate shows, or if it was because Goldberg was maybe working a limited contract or something. But it's really not a good sign of things to come when the build-up for a match ends up being more about one of the wrestlers and the special referee than the two wrestlers themselves.
Please welcome the special referee for this
Didn't matter. This was something, man.
Steve Austin's gonna provide a
The only person who got cheered in this match was Austin, and he wasn't wrestling.
for what should be, King, a very physically intense
The
match
crowd just
between one of the biggest
practically
stars in
booed
SmackDown and one of the biggest
Goldberg and
stars
Lesnar out of the building. Austin has played NASCAR with his ATV. They- The New York crowd is smart, and they had heard what ended up being the truth, which was that basically Goldberg's contract was only for a year. A year had been up. He was leaving pretty much the next night. So they were mad at him for just bailing after a grand total of a year in the company. So it didn't feel like he really cared that much about being there. So he was not met with a warm welcome. And the whole crowd is mad at Brock Lesnar, because not only was he a heel at the time, but more importantly, they all knew that he was bailing out to go try out for football. So after only 2 years, Lesnar was just going to leave and throw away all the giant push that he had been given by the WWE. So the crowd was just mad at both guys. Chanted, "You sold out," and "Na na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye" at them the whole match. And they pretty much half-assed the match and phoned it in, or at least I need to believe that, because
an NCAA champion
if they really were trying their best at this match, then it's all the more depressing because it's not a good match. It's not. They spent a solid like 2 minutes just staring each other down before they even started trying to fight. And Stone Cold had to just stand there between them and go, you guys gonna do anything today? But hey, Goldberg still has a cool as hell entrance. There was always something cool about him coming out of his locker room all ready to fight, walking out onto the ramp, standing in his own pyro. It was always really cool when he'd like just blow the smoke from the pyro out of his own nostrils like a fuming bull. Now in real life, the crowd actually either was chanting Goldberg or they had Goldberg chants piped in during his entrance, which happened sometimes to try to make it seem like the crowd is hyped for him. I think they put in the "You Sold Out" chants during his entrance for this game because they wanted to remind you that they were there without putting them in the match for some reason. Because there's no chance at the guys during the match in this. I don't know why. They just kind of crammed them into Goldberg's entrance. This was not a good match. I can't say it enough. It was nothing. They either half-assed it or Goldberg is really that much dead weight. It could be both. I really don't know. But the crowd really only popped for Austin, and that's about it. They pretty much tried to just chant and boo these two guys out of the building. And they, to some degree, deserved it. But even if they didn't, it's a New York crowd. Do you expect them to be pleasant? They aren't dumb, but they're certainly not very nice. If they don't like you, they'll tell you. Just like the Philly crowd. All my objectives is hit a spear and a jackhammer. Both of those are finishers. That means I get to do both of my signatures at least. Oh! That's a kick that gave Bret Hart a career-ending concussion. Fun fact. Sidewalk slam? No. Spinebuster, what am I saying? I don't even care what I do to him. They half-assed it in real life. Why should I try? They should have been professional about it. If they did half-ass it, that's not cool. You can't just not try to put on a good show because the crowd doesn't like you enough. Oh, they weren't rumors.
Sounds like some of these fans want to see him go. So Lesnar wants to play football? Well, Goldberg's been there and done that. Well, be that as it may, these two monsters have more pressing matters at hand to settle.
This was a good match on paper. I'll say that much. The concept was good. WCW's old undefeated monster. WWE's current at the time undefeated. Well, not undefeated at that time, but you know what I mean. WWE's at the time big monster guy. Just go for a spear.
He's going for it again.
Not again. I'm just going for it. Spear! Yeah! Alright. So I just gotta pretty much lay him out some more. Beat him up. And we can do a jackhammer and be done with this crap fest. Except there's one little special treat. You'll see. I'm really sad that I didn't keep the previous recording, or that you couldn't hear me in the previous recording, because I'm going to spoil it for you a little bit and say I lose my shit when this match ends. I knew what was supposed to happen, but I wasn't ready for how. Just dominating Brock Lesnar. I shouldn't be allowed to, but he's not accomplishing anything. This is for all the times I've tried to beat him on Legendary to unlock Eddie Guerrero. which is nearly impossible, I'd like to add. Alright. Jackhammer time. I do like the jackhammer. It was always a pretty cool move. One, two, three. Cut straight to the cutscene. It almost sounds like the crowd's cheering, but they weren't. They weren't chanting, or they weren't cheering anybody except Austin. Celebrating on the ring seems pointless at this point. No one was supporting you, man. Maybe there were a couple kids somewhere who didn't know better who were like, yeah, but no. Really no one was supporting you, especially not in that building. And this would be the last match we saw of Goldberg. Coming up on 10 years, he just cares so much about his wrestling legacy that he has never come back.
Something tells me that this isn't over.
I wonder if he'd get cheered at this point if he came back just for nostalgia's sake, or if he'd get practically booed out of the building. Makes you wonder.
What's gonna happen?
As for Brock, he came back, got cheered, and then proceeded to wrestle a grand total. Oh yeah. Time to deal out justice. Screw that train of thought. One stunner. I have infinite finishers. I want to note that. Look at this in a second. Infinite. Infinite! Stunners for everyone! That is such a wonderful little treat. I wasn't ready for it the first time I did this, man. I knew he was gonna stun them both, but I thought it was just gonna be a cutscene. I didn't think it was gonna be like, here, take infinite finishers and just screw them over. Send the fans home actually happy. Go ahead. Be the hand of justice. You guys want to leave? That's how you get to leave. Brock, you can come back and only give us about 3 matches in the span of 2 years later.